May 16th, 1966. Jimmy Page and Jeff Beck are both still in the Yardbirds. Keith Moon and John Entwistle are in The Who, but both of them are extremely unhappy with the group dynamics and are both looking for an out. In the Yardbirds, Jeff Beck is getting more and more frustrated. Jimmy Page was right in Jeff Beck's corner as far as being frustrated that the Yardbirds just seemed bound and determined to be a pop rock act as opposed to the rock band that both Page and Beck wanted them to be. So it's on this night that Jeff Beck, along with Jimmy Page, with John Paul Jones, if you can believe it, Nicky Hopkins, and The Who's drummer Keith Moon set out to record Beck's Bolero. Now, over the years, there has been a major disagreement between Jeff Beck and Jimmy Page as far as who wrote this piece of music. Now, since it was already based on a bolero that pre-existed, you kind of got to wonder if either one of them did a whole lot of original writing on this piece to begin with. Beck says, look, I do all the slide work. I basically created what would be the piece's melody. I wrote it. Jimmy Page, on the other hand, says he did all of the chordal arrangements, all of the playing of all other guitars, and that he wrote it from the outset. The results of this recording and the history that led up to these recordings really set into motion an almost pre-birth to the magnificent Led Zeppelin. You see, both Jimmy Page and Jeff Beck had been on their own talking to at least Keith Moon, with Beck probably having some conversations with John Entwistle. Both of them knew that Moon especially, but even John Entwistle, was unhappy with The Who, and they were both looking for a project in which they could sink their teeth into. There was discussion during these recordings and shortly after for a short period of time about this group of individuals getting together. In fact, it was during these recording sessions that Keith Moon nervously laughed that if they did create a band, it would probably go over like a Led Zeppelin.